Hello everyone, my name is Miss Komal Meshram, Assistant Professor of Tulsiramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur. Uh, so today we will discuss engineering economic topic of time value money and investment analysis. So first of all, uh, we have to uh, discuss the relation between time value of money. So this is engineering economic parameter and it is very essential for evaluating the viability of the investment project, and also it helps the companies can determine whether the perfect will yield a satisfactory return or not. So what is the definition of time value of money? So it is the mechanics which involves the compound interest factor to express cash flow payments occurring at a different time to a simple equivalent payment. Let's understand interest rate and its type, and which would be the helpful in understanding compound interest factor. Interest rate and the type of interest rate. Interest rate is said to be the earning power of money. Because of the interest rate and time factor, the numerical value of the money or the multiplies over the period of time. It means the interest is the cost of using the capital as well as the reward of the parting one of liquidity saved money. And we will acquaints with the two type of interest rate. So for that is the simple rate and the compound interest rate. So apart from these two interest rate, the sum of other interest rate which are used in economic evaluation of a project are normal interest rate, effective interest rate, and continuous effective interest rate. So when we asked with the interest rate, it is generally understood that these interest rates are the charged annually, but sometimes interest rates are charged periodically, and then it becomes a case of nominal interest rate. So nominal interest rate is the annual interest rate, and which is a product of interest rate per period and the number of period in a year. Next, effective interest rates. We are generally denoted as I effective. So is the ratio of the interest to the principal amount, and it is used to have the comparison between the investments. So what is the formula of I effective? I effective equal to F minus P divided by P. So equal to I divided by P. When the interest rate is the nominal one, that is I effective equal to 1 plus R divided by M to the power M minus 1, and where M is tends to infinity, this effective interest is rates becomes a continuous one. Means suppose we take the limit M tends to infinity, it means the I effective equal to limit M tends to infinity 1 plus R divided by M to the power M minus 1, so equal to S to the power R minus 1 is known as the continuous effective interest rate. Then next one is the compound interest factor is the use of the different compound interest, and when the multiplying by the single sum or the multiple series to produce an equivalent sum or series. Then main important uh, topic which is nothing but the cash flow diagram. So what is meant by the cash flow? So cash flow diagram is are the graphical representation of the cash flows. It means the inflows and outflows along a timeline. Individual inflows or the outflows are the designated by the vertical lines, and relative magnitudes can be represented by the heights of lines. Cash flows are the designated by the vertical line above the axis, and cash outflows below below the timeline axis. Inflows takes a positive sign whereas inflow takes the negative sign. Cash flow diagrams involves the magnitude and direction, fulfilling the properties of flows. Cash flow transaction. Cash flow transactions are of five types. First one is the single cash flow. Second one is the uniform series. Third one is the linear gradient series. Fourth one is the geometric gradient series. Fifth one is the irregular series. So let us discuss each of the above cash flow transaction. First one is the single payment cash flow. It involves a single present or the future cash flow. The diagram of these is given below. So in this graphical representation, we are easily showing the outflow and inflow uh, line for along the timeline. So in this diagram, there is the single cash flow P and which occurs at a zero time and the cash inflow of F and which occurs the nth time. Then uniform series, here the cash flow is involve a series of equal amounts occurring at equal interval of time and it is also known as annuity. So in this graphical representation, we use the annuity cash flows. The next one is linear gradient series. It is the series of the cash flow displaying the properties of the arithmetic progression series and so the cash flows increases or decreases by the fixed amount. Then geometrical gradient series, it is the series of the cash flow displaying the properties of the geometric property series so the cash flow increases or decreases by the fixed ratio or percentage. The next one is compound interest factor. Compound interest factor is the factor when multiplied by the single amount or uniform series gives and the equivalent amount at a compound interest. There are 8 types of compound interest factors. First one is the single payment compound amount factor. So here is the given the future amount, suppose F. So it is needed to find out, we want to find out amount of P. It means the present amount. So it means the F is converted to P amount by the help of rate of interest small I and the time period N. The notation is used for this conversion is F by P, comma I, comma N. So we easily calculate the futuristic amount of the by using the single payment compound amount factor. So F equal to P in bracket F by P I comma N. So we got the value of futuristic amount F equal to P in bracket 1 plus I to the power N. Single payment present worth factor also important parameters for finding out the compound interest. So to find the present worth of the future amount, this factor is used. The notation for this is F by P, comma I, comma N. So suppose we wants to find out the amount of P. So P equal to F in bracket P by F, comma I, comma N equal to F in bracket 1 plus I to the power minus N. Equal payment series compound amount factor is also important parameter given the annuity amount and it needs to find out the futuristic amount. Next one is the equal payment series sinking fund factor. So in this case, given a fund F and which needs to be filled up the sunk in terms of annuity A amount. So we easily calculate the term of annuity A equal to F in bracket A divided by F comma I comma N. So we got the value of A by using this formula F in bracket I divided by 1 plus I to the power N minus 1. Equal payment series present worth factor. Suppose given we have given value of a I, and we need to find out the p amount. So the formula is p equal to a comma p by a comma I comma n. So equal to I in bracket 1 plus I to the power n minus 1 divided by I in bracket 1 plus I to the power n. Then geometric gradient series present amount factor. If the first amount is A1 at the end of the year, and the geometric gradient G comma I comma N are given, then we can find out the present worth of this cash flow. So phi equal to A1 in bracket P by A1 comma G comma I comma N. So using this formula we calculate the value of present amount factor. The next one is time value equivalence. So time value equivalence is based on the equivalent numerical value, not equivalent purchasing power. If two cash flows can produce the same effect, then it is said that there is an equivalent existing between these two cash flow. For example, we can say that we having the 1000 INR is equivalent to INR 1210 after 2 years at the rate of the interest 10% per annum. So this value uh, we got by using this parameters, which is nothing but the time value equivalence. Then calculations of time value equivalence. The objective of the equivalence calculation is given below. First one is to compute the among alternatives and choose the best one. To find out the equivalent amount of any single as well as cash flow series. For economic evaluation of project, equivalence calculation is maybe two types, involving a single factor and involving cash flow series. Last parameter is what is the present worth method. In the present worth method, the cash flow of each of the project is occurring in the different time are the converted to the zero time base period by the help of the rate of the interest and time factor, which is known as the discount rate. The best alternative project is selected by comparing this present worth amount of alternatives to deciding the factors govern in choosing alternative, minimizing of the cost, use of the least present worth, and maximizations of a profit maximum present value. For the present worth comparison method, the following assumptions is need to be taken. First one is all the cash flows, it means inflow as well as outflow should be known. The time and the rate of the interest is to be given. The constant time value money before tax cash flow are to be taken for this comparison, and no intangible factors are to be taken. The comparison should be include the consideration of the availability of the fund to implement the project or engineering alternatives. So these all parameters is very essential for evaluating the viability of the investment project, and also it helps the any organization or any firm or company for for determining uh, whether it's a perfect will yields a satisfactory return or not. So thank you.